everybody, Cutroneo here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is video number 24 in my video progress series on Saudade number 3. So in today's practice, I focused on the first section of the Saudade, and I had done this 3 practices ago as well, and so now I'm on this rotation of every 3 days working on the same material. So something that I felt from the first performance to the third performance is coming into that first performance, it was a little bit sloppy, and my practice was really just focused on that sloppiness. My typical practice was pretty much the same, where anything that I felt was pretty sloppy, I worked on, looking for 3 times in a row, slow, fast practice, and all that stuff. In addition, working on some of the rhythmical cohesion and things that I felt needed some attention. So the licks are pretty straightforward, where I'm doing, 4 to 5 times slow, 1-2 times fast, and repeating that 3 times to drill in the lick a little bit more. So I did that with the first one, did that with the second lick as well. What I noticed is that in the last video, or rather in the last video of this section, which I will link to up here somewhere, I noticed that just by being aware of that third finger wanting to pull down, I'm already becoming more secure in the left hand position and not having that finger cave in and sort of bend and block the string underneath it. So I did more reinforcement of that practice-wise. That worked really good. Other things that I had worked on in that section, so within that first phrase, still not happy with the tambura. I'm not quite sure, other than the fact that I'm not hearing enough of the high notes. Not quite sure what to do, and it's also not consistent. I can't find that spot every single time. So that's what I want it to be like. That's pretty good. It was a little bit good on the trebles, but on the basses there wasn't as big of a hit as I want. And then finding that spot from playing position, I might wind up actually touching the strings with my thumb. I'm actually using this part of my thumb on strings 1 and 2 to really make sure that those 2, because I want to hear that interval come out. That actually might be the solution that I need, and I just need to practice drilling in that and making sure that I'm coming down. In the second section, lots of counting. Not really with the metronome anymore. I feel pretty good about the pacing. But something that I did decide to do going on in that lento section with the 8th note triplets is that I actually decided to, I don't know what made me make this decision, but I just decided to actually pulsate the triplet with the metronome. So this is at quarter note equals 44, so that times 3 is 132, so I put the metronome on 132, and that really solved the motion of the triplets, especially the second one. And if I pay attention to the articulation, they're actually staccato the second time. That way. So I paid a little bit more attention to that. That seemed to actually solve the issue that I was having, where I was rushing up and not landing quickly, not landing comfortably, and all of that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The last lick, the very last piece, in the first performance, wasn't too thrilled with it. I think it really is about not trying to pop all of those notes at the end. Again, practicing with the metronome, slow, fast practice, and really just focusing on the arrivals of those things, because usually the problem begins from some of those arrivals. So I just would go that much, then I even did it in time, then all together. So I think it's just not about speeding through that and making sure that I'm taking my time. Overall with this section, it's really just now getting the consistency to the point of where the initial performance isn't as sloppy as it seems to be, but rather more so of the cleanliness that I get at the end of practicing this. So we'll see how this goes. I'm liking the 30 minutes on this. It's giving me enough time not to feel like I'm rushing through it. So we'll see what happens in the next practice of this section, but I'm thinking that I feel pretty solid on this. So let's take a listen to the second performance, and you'll hear what I'm talking about in terms of the cleanliness difference, the consistency of the piece, and then we'll check back. So that was the second performance of the day. Like I said, I felt way better about it. It was more consistent. The licks were cleaner. Rhythms were better. So I think that it's just a matter of that consistent practice, which is going to get this to really settle and for me to be able to feel comfortable, what I call popping it. Just, starting cold and just playing. So if you stuck around to the end of this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Again, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification button so that way you never miss an uploaded video. Alright guys, have a good one, and I will see you all in the next video.